Hello, beautiful people. Psychic Debbie here. Hoping you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Today, I'm going to be talking about the predictions that have come true from November 16th to November 29th. So I haven't done one of these videos for a couple weeks, probably because of the holidays or Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving or Boxer Day or whatever holiday you were celebrating. So I'm back. So here we're going to do, there's a lot of predictions that have come true in the last 2 weeks. Thank you for connecting with me and watching this. If you are wanting to get a reading from me, it would be through psychicdebbie.com. I think I'm booked out until about April, mid-April. So it's good to book it now because it's just going to keep on going out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have you already booked a reading with me? Please like, share, and subscribe if this resonates with you. So I want to give you many, many blessings and thank you for connecting to me. Okay, so there's so many predictions that have come true. I want to thank Jeanette, Raquel, Shirley, Longlegs, Joanna, Mary, Ann, Andrea, and Susan for sending me emails and telling me about all these predictions that have come true. So that's how I know that these predictions that I'm talking to you about that have come true, I have done on my Tuesday show, 5 p.m. Pacific time on my YouTube channel, Psychic Debbie Griggs, on this channel. So if you are wanting to watch the live, that's when I do it. Or you can watch the video of it, okay? But these beautiful people have emailed me or text me and to say, hey, another prediction came true. And some of them, double, tripled the same prediction. So thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me doing this because I'm in my joy and happiness for this. We're going into the month of December, so happy holidays, happy December, happy snow or even sun if you're in the southern hemisphere, okay? So this Tuesday I will be doing the astrology for December for your zodiac sign. And then the following Tuesday, I will be doing the world predictions for 2026. I will also be making a world prediction where it's going to be even fuller. I'm going to go month by month around travel, airlines, crypto, stock market, world leaders, all that stuff. And I'm going to go by month and like 9 different countries. And that one I'm probably going to charge like $25. But I'll tell you about all that down the road, okay? But thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's start. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. Or just be in joy. Be in joy, okay? So here we go. Let's see, which one do I want to start with? Okay, I've got so many pictures of everything, so I got to see what's going on here. Okay, so I believe this is it. Okay, so there was trains. 11 was killed in a passenger train, collided. That was in India. There was a derailment, and that's this one in Minnesota, blockage and carried vehicles. A collision in Delray Beach, Florida, in a train between a fire truck and a commuter train resulted in injuries. Texas, between a train and a car, a hauler truck, there was a train accident on that. And I've been saying that there's going to be numerous of train accidents. Unfortunately, I'm still seeing that. I feel like it going into 2026, I'm going to give you a little predictions here also, is I feel like trains could even start a really major fire because of the sparks that come off of the train wheels and things like that. All right. So the next one that came true, and I've been predicting this for a while, and I need to get this one down. So on let's see, on November 20th, it was a Tuesday, and I predicted this. I'm like, I keep on seeing a cargo ship or some kind of ship explosion or fire or something like that by a port. I saw it on a port, and I kept on saying that I'm seeing this port thing, either, protesting, fire, something around a port. And so the very next day, a recent major cargo at the port of Los Angeles, ablaze on the container ship called One Henry Hudson. While it was docked, electrical fire started below the deck, followed by an explosion. And then the fire spread to 100 containers. Some was hazarded material. So that's why it took them like 24 hours to take down this fire. It was, yeah, and they even put it out into the sea because they didn't want it to affect all the other cargo. There was also an Alaska Marine Line barge called Bring, like Berlin, but Burin trader took off the coast of the British Columbia by Bella Bella. It began taking on water, and I also saw that too. That was another prediction of my ships tipping over or getting sunk, beginning to sink, which, and then they, pulled it in. There was a cargo ship engine broke down in France during bad weather, November 25th, and it blocked some of the port. So that made some congestion and everything like that. Because that was part of my prediction of I'm seeing ports being delayed, either strikes or that we're going to be covered, or that it was very, very slow. I saw it in Europe. I thought it was going to be around Rotterdam, but this one was in France. And I was also seeing other countries being the ports, and I'm still seeing port problems, unfortunately. So also there was a two oil tanker strike in Black Sea, November 28th. 2 Russian oil tankers were attacked by Ukraine drones. Okay, so that was around, and then there was a cargo Congo from Africa. Sorry, you guys, I'm like in and out here. Congo boat capsized November 29th. And unfortunately, there was 20 deaths. So prayers to those people. Okay. Then the next thing, let's see here. I predicted this also on a Tuesday, and it happened, I think, the next day that I've got someone wrote me, and it said November 26th, a Polish Airlines flight from Warsaw skidded off the taxiway due to ice conditions. Temporary close, the airport runway. No one was hurt, thank goodness. Also, a plane crash in Monroe, Wisconsin because of weather. It missed the runway and ended in the gravel quarry. November 24th, missed the approach. All right. There was also, I also did recalls, and there was a recall of the Airbus A320 because of software. So they stopped having them flying, unfortunately, around this, the holiday season. So people were like, what? And then there was someone on TikTok. He's like, okay, they're derailing, the Airbus A320. And he's looking in on his plane and he's like, I'm flying on an A320. I hope flight's going to be okay. So didn't hear anything about it. So obviously he was okay. All right. So much on that. There was also another recall on Ford. 2021 to 2024 Bronco Sport and a 2020 to 2022 Escape vehicles were recalled for instrument panel display, under the hood fire risks, high voltage battery issues, and also on their Lincoln Coast Air 2022 to 2024. So if you have any of those cars and you're like, what? I didn't hear about this recall. There's a recall. Okay. So making sure you're driving safely. All right. And I'm right now, Spirit is telling me that we need to be careful with the brakes, especially on the Ford cars. I don't know why they're showing it to me that way. Not saying it can't happen to the other ones, but they're saying that there could be also another recall, or there could be a brake issue around newer Ford cars. Okay, so that's a prediction for you there. Okay, here's another prediction that I've been predicting this for a while, and I joke around and say I love the state of Alaska. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful state. I don't know if you've ever been there. If you haven't, go there, check it out. It's just gorgeous there. I mean, it's one of my favorite. I've been to all 50 states, believe it or not, and Alaska is on my top 5. I mean, it's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous there. So let me see here. So earthquakes. There was an earthquake, and I kept on saying my cute little state. I keep on seeing earthquakes. I keep on seeing earthquakes. I'm also seeing the volcano action happening in 2026. I knew the month of November that there was going to be at least some rumbling, because Spirit showed me months ago that we need to keep on looking at Alaska and Russia, okay? And then also New Zealand. So if you see on here, 6.0 from 37 miles from Anchorage, Alaska on November 27th, and then a 5.8 from New Zealand, 1,136 miles from New Zealand south, happened November 29th. And that was another prediction. I said I kept on seeing something between New Zealand and the South Pole, that there could be a pretty good size earthquake there. All right. So there was also 3 earthquakes by San Francisco, which I also predicted, by Gilroy 4.0, numerous around San Juan Bautista, I hope I'm saying that right, California 4.0. There was even one here close to where I live in Oxnard, but it was out in the ocean by the Channel Islands. It's just, and it's going to keep on going. It's going to keep on going. They showed me in my mind's eye Oregon. Then we had the one in Alaska that I call the cute state. And then there was 2 of them in Alaska. There was one that was at 5.6, and then this one that was at 6.0. There was another one that was close to Anchorage, Alaska, closer than this one. It was like 37 miles. And unfortunately, I still see volcanic action, earthquakes in Alaska. I'm seeing a little spewing. I'm not seeing it like, like it takes over everything, but I could see at least some smoke or some rumbling and rolling there. Okay. Okay. So, and then prayers to them that nobody gets hurt on that one. Earthquake south of New Zealand, like I was showing here, there was one 800 to 1,000 miles away, which there was a 5.81, and then there was a 5.9. I predicted Japan again, and Oregon and Pacific, and more in Alaska and New Zealand. So that's what I've got written here. All right. Then, oops, I got to take the other one off here. So the volcano, there was dozens of flights canceled because of a volcano eruption in Japan from the ashes being spewed. Also, Hawaii's volcano has been displaying, I guess, just beautiful, beautiful shows, like huge. The fire is going, it's not going like this, like in this picture, just kind of flowing down. I mean, it's like spewing up hundreds of feet up, and people are driving there at night because it's so pretty and just sitting there watching it, and it's just like this show for free. And be careful with that. Also, a volcano in Ethiopia, sorry you guys, recently erupted in November for the first time in at least 12,000 years. And remember, I've been saying, fire and air is going to be happening. I mentioned, predicted that there would be a dormant volcano out of nowhere that all of a sudden erupts, like it's been dormant. This is telling us the Earth is massively changing with the 2026. I'm seeing this is going to be happening in 2026, 2027, and 2028. I'm seeing at least the next 2 to 3 years, there's going to be a lot of eruptions, a lot of earthquakes, it's just a new Earth, you guys, and we're going into another dimensional space, and it has to. You got to get rid of the old to bring in the new, and you got to create the new. New Earth, all right? We'll be seeing many vocations, fires, air, because there's going to be fire and air in 2026. Blaze, lava flowing, also Mount Semeru, I don't know if I'm saying that's right, Semeru in Indonesia erupted recently, sending ash clouds as high as 18,000 feet. So that kind of couldn't fly over there. Be careful with the planes, but it was bringing the ashes. So like on here, on this picture, it was like the ashes reached India and Pakistan and all these other kind of places too. So careful with that. The other thing that I was predicting, and I said 2025, if you've been watching me and you've been hearing this numerous, if this is your first time, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is what she's been predicting. But I predicted, it was in my first world prediction of 2025. I said this is going to be a tornado year. Tornadoes. It was going to be wind and water. And 2026, I'm seeing there's going to be still some water, but I'm still seeing fire and air in 2026. Okay, so I said there was going to be tornadoes all through the year. It wasn't just going to be that tornado season, where people in the springtime is like, okay, March, April, May here in the northern hemisphere, and then you got the springtime down in Australia, New Zealand, and those kind of places. But there was a tornado in Panama Brazil, killed 6 people, injured hundreds. 155-mile-per-hour wind made the governor declare 3 days of mourning for the state because the storm destroyed 90% of the buildings in this one region. So prayers to them. There was also a tornado November 18th in Fulton County, Kentucky. Reminds me of Johnny Cash, wasn't that he was at the jail or something, I walk the mile. Okay, and then November 20th, there was East Louisiana, a few tornadoes created. And then November 22nd, there was a tornado in Todd County, Kentucky. November 24th, there was one in Texas, Hudson area. And there was 21,000 people without power, which I also predicted, that there was going to be major power outages. November 25th, 2 tornadoes in Jefferson County, Alabama. So this is what I'm telling you guys. It was just constant tornadoes. I'm seeing that there could even be still more tornadoes this year. I'm telling you. And then definitely there's going to be some next year of 2026 because it's air and fire. But unfortunately, there could be fire tornadoes. There could be lightning tornadoes. There could be not just and water tornadoes. There's going to be tornadoes not just on the ground. Okay. So November 17th, there was a storm, Claudia, that hit the UK and Portugal reeled from heavy rain and storm cloud, and it killed 3 people. So prayers to them. All right. Unfortunately, I wish this one that I'm going to talk about didn't come true, but I predicted, I've been predicting a massive explosion, fire, a collapse of a building or a huge building, unfortunately, on November 26th, a high-rise residential building in Hong Kong, China. There is at least 126 deaths and 250 people are still missing. This is the last I've heard of it. If there's more, sorry. Worst fire in decades. Let's send prayers. I mean, yeah. Because when I saw the prediction, I saw it as, what is that movie from the 70s? What was it? Infernal? Was it Infernal Fire or something like that? Infernal Towers or something. I kept on seeing it just like that. Like there was a fire. And I also said it kind of reminded me of 9/11, but it wasn't 9/11. It wasn't a terrorist attack or anything like that. But I saw these big smokes. And we got to be careful about these buildings. I'm sure they're going to have to collapse some, but be careful with when they collapse or when they do make them go down. Please be careful. But they're still trying to find a bunch of missing people. Like I said, I think there's at least 250 people that are missing, and prayers and to them. Definitely we'll pray for them on Thursday. All right. So, and I've been saying for a while that silver and gold will go up. Silver and gold, right? Isn't that the snowman walking across, right? One, or the, one is silver and the other is gold. Isn't that like that? Make new friends. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. Squirrel. That's why I'm squirrel. Okay. I've been saying that for a while that silver and gold will go up. Silver was at $48. Now it's at $57. Gold jumped up $250. It was at $4,000 and now it is $4,250. If it's gone up or gone down, when I wrote this is, a couple days ago. So, this is the amount it was when I wrote down these predictions or got the predictions coming through. Okay, I also predicted to be careful 2 weeks of November 2025 because stock and Bitcoin could go down. Dropped November 20th, broad decline November 17th to the 21st. Careful around the super moon. If you're seeing this now, the super cold moon of December 4th, be careful around that too. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you predictions, people. I'm just giving you predictions, okay? This is not facts. This is predictions, all right? I also mentioned for a month to be careful for the White House, and I don't think I have a picture on this, to be around the White House or the Capitol. And I've been predicting that for a while. I just kept on seeing disturbance. I'm still seeing more disturbance, but unfortunately, 2 National Guards were shot. one was killed in the shooting near the White House. Okay. I also said be careful to go to events, careful at big crowds, especially like shopping malls, things like that. Oh, let's go back here. Back. Beep, 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 beep. The two guards, let's mention their names and send prayers and comfort to the family members of these two. Andrew Wolf and then Sarah Beckstrom. She's the one that passed away. So let's send prayers to her family and his family. Okay. Also, Black Friday mall shooting, 3 wounded in San Jose, California. Busiest day. Careful. Ask the angels to protect you and really, really listen to your insight, especially this year and going into next year, especially in the States, because we got the midterm, we got this conflict between the right and the left, and people's characters, for whatever reason, is using, fear, worry, and doubt to get their way instead of prayers and harmony and peace and being in joy. So ask the universal source, God, Buddha, wherever you believe in, for the protection, and that you're only allowing the highest vibration. But really, really listen to your insight. Please listen to your insight, okay? I predicted that a museum was going to be robbed, and this was a while ago. And I kept on saying, they're gonna get caught. They're gonna get caught. There was an inside job that they would have a tape on them, like a filming tape, either from someone's, Ring camera or some kind of camera or whatever. And I said that there was going to be numerous of people that were going to be caught, and then another group was going to be caught. And so someone wrote to me, and I'm sorry, I think Jen did. Beautiful Jen, are you the one that sent me that, or the Australia thing? But 4 more people got arrested. So it's going to be an ongoing thing for a while. They're telling me right now that there's this robbery for the Louvre is going to be looked at, court, things like that, for at least 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So we haven't heard the end of it. And then I feel like that Netflix will make a movie of it. I feel like someone's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a movie being made of it now. Okay. So we're going to see documentaries. We're going to see filming of it. We're going to be hearing from all different people around this Louvre thing. So it's going to be big news for a couple of years. Okay. Beautiful Jen emailed me and saying Australia, which I predicted had a microburst, lost roofs and sheds, and power lines were down in Australia. So thank you, Jen, for that, because I would never get that kind of news. So she emailed me that. Unfortunately, I predicted this for months, that there was going to be big storms and snow, ice, flooding, especially around North Dakota, Minnesota, going east around the big lakes, Canada, and also around like Montana and Colorado, or the Rocky Mountains, and then kind of going this way. Okay. So, let me see if I can find my picture. And maybe we don't have a picture of it. Plain, tropical, winter. Oh, here it is. So there was the storm. Well, it happened, and it's happening North Plains, Midwest, Great Lakes, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, and Michigan, which caused just in, I think in Michigan, 1,100 flights were canceled at Chicago. Okay, Chicago, Illinois, that's Illinois. Airport, cold front, thunderstorms, tornadoes, heavy rains. Parts of Texas and Missouri and Louisiana also had it. Also, unfortunately, I predicted that I saw a massive pileup. There was one in Indiana, 50-car pileup on Interstate I-70, also on Thanksgiving week. Minnesota and Michigan being the 2 most affected from this storm. Fast-moving weather from the Rockies brought Arctic air, brought heavy snow, strong winds, and plummeting temperatures. In Minnesota, over 400 vehicles were either derailed or in a collision in a 24-hour period. Over 400, they couldn't count. They're saying it was at least 400, the minimum 400, probably 500, 600, 700 cars. Okay, collisions, derailment, getting stuck, So please put your blankets out there, put your little candle in there, have enough water, blankets, have some extra food, please, 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 and drive slow. If the people want to pass you up, let them pass you up, okay? It just kind of reminds me of when I used to drive from Montana over the Rocky Mountains into Washington every weekend. And I knew those roads by heart, but I knew when it was really bad stormy weather, sorry, squirrel. And I remember driving on I-90, and this guy, it was snowing, it was storming. This guy just like, boom. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I predicted, I'm like, that guy's going to be I'm going to see him in an accident up the road. And I did, like a mile up, boop, he was over on his head. I'm just like, pulled over, asked him if he's okay. He's like, he's fine. I called somebody, I'm like, you're driving too fast. He goes, I know. So it's like, yeah. So please slow down. If the person is, tell them to pass you up, okay? We want you around. We want you beautiful people around for a while. So here's some good news, all right? Let me take this down. Here's some good news. Potential dark matter detected at a university in Tokyo. Researchers analyzed the data from NASA. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Firm Gamma Ray Space Telescope believe they have finally found dark matter, a mystery that has been puzzling them for over 100 years. Is it a black hole? They're wondering, is it a black hole? Or is it the start of a black hole? Or what is it? Do you know what I'm saying? But there's black matter there. So it's good news because then it's like we get more and more information, and then we can create and bring miracles. Because we know that there is no time. Everything's a frequency, sound, and water, right? So connecting to it, it can bring some goodness to us. Also, here's another good news. Okay. So the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, okay? The Global Climate Action Funding raised $5.5 billion with a B, not M, a billion, to protect the rainforest, with at least 20% of that dedicated to the indigenous communities. I mean, hello? Whoa. I think that is fantastic news. Fantastic news. To the point I'm going to read it again. The Global Climate Action Funding raised, or the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, $5.5 billion to protect rainforest. At least 20% of it is going to go to the indigenous communities, and the rest, it all helps us, right? We all need the trees. We need all the clean air, taking the pollutants out. Also, City Protecting Nature San Francisco announced that they're working towards a goal to make 30% of their city green space by 2030. They are going to do everything they can to have more trees and like this with the forest and the climates and bringing greenery to us and encourage people to have the fruit, have the trees, have the plants in your backyard, on your porch, everywhere, okay? So they're also helping other cities to do the same so that we can all connect together, right? Working by yourself, great, can work good, but working together as a union, as a world class, then we can save the world, and then we can save each other, right? It's community, village is what's going to help us and bring that positivity and bringing that beautiful light to us. Okay, so that is a lot of the predictions that have come true. There was a bunch more that I didn't even mention to you, but I just want to give you many, many blessings and smiles. Always remember to be in joy. Do it in joy. Always say, I'm doing this. I'm making my coffee in joy. I'm going to bed in joy. I'm going to work in joy. I'm talking to my friend in joy. Even the people that you don't want to be, send them. If you're like, Debbie, I don't want to be in joy with them, then just send them blessings and smiles. Just say, I love you. And don't even connect with them. I want you to have massive, beautiful month of December. I want you to have beautiful blessings and smiles for the holidays. If you're wanting to connect to me, psychicdebbie.com for readings. Like I said, I'm booked out until April. I will be doing, I'm doing live shows Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time on this channel, my YouTube channel. On Thursdays, I connect to the higher entities like angels and spiritual beings or universal power to bring prayer to people. And it has helped numerous of people. I've had at least 5 people write back and say, my cancer is gone. My pain is gone. My son went to get help, or someone quit drinking. And am I saying that it's going to, that we're the end all do all? No, but two or more together, praying together can help a lot. So I always connect to an angel, and I do my singing bowls, and we do prayers for love and health and wealth. Okay. So I would love, love, love to connect you. I'm going to be doing a world predictions, not Tuesday the 2nd, but I think it's the following Tuesday. I will be doing the free 2026 world predictions, and then I'm going to have one that you can pay where it's going to be month to month, all different countries, and it's going to be around the weather, it's going to be around leadership, it's going to be around the economy, it's going to be around stocks, it's going to be around cryptos, it's going to be, and I'm going to give you a lot of information. So it might be like a 2-hour video, but I'd love you to connect to it. So I want to give you blessings and smiles, and thank you again for letting me do this for you. And until next time, I want to say to you, bye-bye.